This is Sam. Hello, Sam. Sam likes dolls and Proposition 1 from Book 1 of Euclid's Elements. However, he does not like making dolls or drawing Proposition 1. He likes sleeping and listening to music. This is Hannah. Hello, Hannah. Hannah, too, likes dolls and Proposition 1. She also makes dolls and draws Proposition 1. This is Sam. He is supposed to be making dolls, but he is listening to music. Make dolls, Sam. This is Hannah. She is making dolls. This is Sam. He is supposed to be doing Euclid, but he is playing with his pencil. Draw the proposition, Sam. This is Hannah. She is doing Proposition 1. In a single day, Sam can produce 150 dolls. Or he could produce 75 propositions. He could also produce a mixture of dolls and Proposition 1s. In a single day, Hannah can produce 200 dolls. Or she could produce 200 Proposition 1s. She could also produce a mixture of dolls and Proposition 1. This can be displayed using a production possibilities frontier. This is Sam's production possibilities frontier. Sam can produce 75 Proposition 1s and no dolls. Or he could produce 150 dolls and no propositions. He can also produce a mixture of dolls and propositions. This is Hannah's production possibilities frontier. She can produce 200 propositions and no dolls. She can also produce 200 dolls and no propositions. Or she could produce a mixture of dolls and propositions. Sam and Hannah can produce anywhere on the line. They may produce below the line, but they would have time left over. They do not have the time necessary to produce above the line. Let's look at who has absolute advantages when producing. An absolute advantage means that one entity can produce absolutely more of something than another entity. If Sam produces only one good, he could make 150 dolls or 75 propositions. If Hannah produces only one good, she could make 200 dolls or 200 propositions. Because Hannah can produce more of each good, she has an absolute advantage in the production of both goods. Let's look at who has a comparative advantage in the production of dolls and propositions. A comparative advantage means that one entity can produce something at a lower opportunity cost than another entity. For every one doll Sam produces, he gives up the opportunity to produce 0.5 propositions. For every one doll Hannah produces, she gives up the opportunity to produce one proposition. Because Sam pays an opportunity cost of half a proposition, and Hannah pays an opportunity cost of a whole proposition, Sam has a comparative advantage in producing dolls. For every one proposition Sam produces, he gives up the opportunity to produce 2 dolls. For every one proposition Hannah produces, she gives up the opportunity to produce 1 doll. Because Sam pays an opportunity cost of 2 dolls and Hannah pays an opportunity cost of 1 doll, Hannah has a comparative advantage in producing propositions. Let's have Sam and Hannah produce only what they have a comparative advantage in. Sam will produce 150 dolls and Hannah will produce 200 propositions. Sam will trade 75 of his dolls for 50 of Hannah's propositions. Sam will now have 75 dolls and 50 propositions. Hannah will have 75 dolls and 150 proposition 1s. If we graph this, we will see that the new amounts fall outside the slope. Because they traded, Sam and Hannah are able to consume a more desirable amount of dolls and proposition 1s than their normal production abilities would have allowed.